Welcome to another Urban X collaboration with some very, very talented, spirited brothers I have with me, T. Walker and Brother King, Brother Born King. Thank you for being here at Urban X.
Appreciate y'all for having us, for sure.
For sure, for sure.
First and foremost, before I get into the actual water, I wanted to speak about what your organization, S.O.U.L Society, represents.
So in a nutshell, it's all about rebuilding and reestablishing the village mentality in our community, rebuilding that collective community mentality. So in a nutshell, I went through a journey in my life, you know, as we all do, soul searching, trying to figure out our identity, our passion, our purpose, and everything that, you know, brings us value in this world. And like I said, in a nutshell, when I grew up in the educational system, I realized that I was never taught about myself and who I am, you know. So when I went off to college, the A&T, shout out to A&T, and they dropped a lot of knowledge on me. And I mean, from the first semester, I realized that there's so much more I got to learn and so much I got to unlearn, you know. And what I realized is that when I study who we are as a people before we were colonized, before we were indoctrinated, we are really about the village mentality. And we've kind of got engulfed in this Western mentality, this selfish individualism, this competition against one another, our brothers, our sisters, our own people. And what we got to rebuild is this village mentality where it's all about how does our knowledge, skill set, talents base add value to not only ourselves, but first and foremost ourselves, because self-sustainability is the major key. You know, self-development is the foundation to this community development. But how will your value and gift serve your community, your family, and our overall nation, you know? So that's what it's all about. And we do a lot based in just providing proper education, cultural awareness, and learning about who we are and the greatness that we come from, and making sure the youth are really getting this. And then we got collective economics, entrepreneurship development, financial literacy, and arts. You know, we're real heavy in the arts and using the art as a platform for, you know, the universal connection, you know, bring us together in the universal language for us to all get in synchronicity and vibrate in unison and harmony, you know, and also a way of healthy expression. And we do stuff for all ages, but like I said, I harp on the youth and making sure the youth find different ways and different outlets to express themselves in a healthy way. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell, real quick.
No, that's dope. That's dope, because every time I go to your gram, I'm watching very active young people involved in their community like I haven't seen in a very, very long time. And it makes my heart warm to see that. So let's talk about the water, right? I saw you guys, you know, pumping the water. And, you know, I said, let me check, you know, because I like to show support and things of that nature. And Lord, when I got this water, bro, I don't know what the secret sauce is. We're gonna talk about it, but this water is magical. And I've been around, I've tasted water, this, that. But when I got this water, it did something to my spirit. And so I had to get on my platform to speak about it. So tell me about water.
It's
real quick. I was gonna say, I didn't believe my pops when he told me about this water, but if you know my pops, and his struggles when he goes through it, and he's talking about his actual energy levels have been increased like a lot since he's been starting to drink this water. So I definitely am a believer.
No, I was saying, let's talk about the actual water, the
Okay,
origins of
for
this
sure.
water. How did y'all get connected with this water? Is it an ancestral thing? You know, the whole 9 yards.
So first and foremost, you know, even back to the foundation, like we said, Soul Society is all about rebuilding that village and that self-sustainable community. And me and my brother, we've been going back and forth, talking and connecting with people and trying to figure out how to rebuild that self-sustainability, that self-reliance in our community. How do we rebuild our agricultural force in the community? How do we align and organize the people that got the trades and skills in the community? And yeah, so just to stick with the water, that was a major key to figure out how do we feed ourselves, and definitely how, so we started out thinking about how can we filter water? How can we get clean water out of the water that we have access to? We didn't even realize that connecting to not only a Black-owned water source, but a local right here in our backyard, you know. So this is right up under our nose, but this is one of the blessings we stumbled across in this 2020 storm, you know. It's been a lot of jewels and gems that we've been able to pick up on throughout this turmoil that we faced throughout the year. But so pretty much we started out like, dang, we can kind of been dragging our feet, and now here we are, all the water's being brought off the shelf. I'm like, dang, you could literally be a millionaire and not be able to buy no water or toilet paper, and these certain significant things that a lot of us weren't able to maintain access to. And so we started to just ask around, make posts and ask for people to connect us to local farmers, you know, and how can we connect the people that got the produce around us so we don't have to depend on the industry and the, you know, all the toxins and poisons that we have to deal with because we're not focusing on creating the solutions for ourselves. So as we were asking to connect with farmers, we ended up running to this brother that not only had his own self-sustainable community and growing his own food, but he actually had his own water source, and his land was sitting on a natural water aquifer. So this was just a blessing of us doing our due diligence and doing our work on a daily basis. Somebody said, well, I know this is somebody y'all will probably want to connect with. And when I got to that land and I sipped that water for the first time, I was like, am I tripping? Like, this tastes clean.
Yes.
And I almost felt crazy to say it because it was like, well, what have I been drinking the rest of the time?
Right.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I instantly was a brand ambassador, and I was trying to figure out how to promote this. And we call it, we like water disciples at this point. So we like pushing this and promoting this to the people. So to talk about a specific water company, like I said, we're brand ambassadors, we're promoters and distributors of the company. But the actual company is literally stemming from a Black indigenous family, Native American family. They got records of having the land in their family over 400 years. And it's sitting on a crystal rich mineral based land. So the water is naturally being alkaline, and it's also naturally being filtered and mineralized because of the rich bedrock that this water is flowing through. So yeah, it's an all natural base. I mean, and like I said, it's a self-sufficient community where they're providing their own needs for themselves.
So what are some of the results of people who have been drinking this water? Before I give you my personal testimony, you know what I mean? What are some of the results of the people who have been drinking this water?
Well, I mean, personally, I mean, people have been, you know, saying that their skin has improved. Well, I can say for myself personally, you know, like I've seen an energy boost, you know, in myself, you know, and sometimes I would, you know, have a light cough or like a sneeze, you know, mucus build up. In the beginning, it was a huge draining process because it is cleansing you. It is getting things up out of your system. But I have, you know, felt my breathing, you know what I mean, be different. You know what I mean? I felt those things be cleansed up out of my body. But I mean, there are so many people that we've come in contact with that is crazy that they'll say, I don't even drink water.
Facts.
I don't even drink water. And I'm like, you don't drink water? You know, but like these same people like would be the ones that are now hooked on the water and then come back and be like, man, it's making me feel better. Man, I'm starting to lose weight, which is one of the things that happens, you know what I mean, with drinking alkaline water. You know, there's a lady that, you know, from our hometown, you know, and sometimes she's real combative with things, and it's cool, it's fine, because it does sharpen your skill and your knowledge.
Absolutely.
And your ideas on things. Absolutely. So you need those people. But she's one of the people that's tried the water and was having some kidney issues. She's gone back to the doctor recently, and the doctor's seen improvements, you know, and she's contributing, she's giving that success due to the water, because it's happened ever since she's began to drink it. So those are just some of the things, you know, we're beginning to see. And there's other stories, but these are like ones that are just very personal to me, because these are people, for one, that said that they don't even drink water. They despise it. They'd say something like they despise it. And then another person who's really like, if they don't like it, they're very critical. They're going to let you know. But she also let us know these results. And that was very important to me as well. You know, so those are just some of the things we've seen in our community. But on another note, it's another stream of income. You know what I mean? The idea of the business is to like, yeah, we can get this in Walmarts and Kroger's and all of that. Or we can get it to people like me and him and other people, you know what I mean, who, or somebody in New York, to where now we can cut off a shipping cost and they can be the distributor there, and they can then, you know what I'm saying, create another source of income. So that's one of the healing processes as well, you know what I mean, because finances is a huge thing, you know, within our community. So those are some of the things that I'm seeing, and as a visionary, I'm just seeing it grow.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, because economically, I see the potential of, you know, being able to empower oneself with a product that you can stand by, with a product that, and again, my personal story, I've been suffering kidney failure for 16 years. You know what I mean? And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the last 16 years, I have to go on a machine to filter out my kidneys. And usually from Friday to Monday, because it's an extra day in there, that usually Sunday, I'm very sluggish because my blood is not being cleaned, you know, as frequently, because that's the only time where I got to go 2 days. I started drinking this water, and now my Sundays are filled with activity. I'm up, I'm about, I'm live. And the only thing, because I'm a Virgo, so I analyze everything. Okay, what has changed? The only thing that changed was the water. So, you know, I had to give the credit to the water, and now I'm busting my wife's ass with so much energy now. She like, slow down, slow down. I'm like, well, y'all want this energy, I got it now. So, and my results, you know, because they give you your results. And my doctor's like, yeah, I don't know what it is, but keep doing what you're doing. So I want to give a personal testimony, and it's something we take for granted that we all need, you know what I mean? And the type of water is critical, because as a dialysis patient, a lot of people don't know this. Water is your friend and your enemy, because if you drink too much and you don't make enough urine, it's just gonna sit in your chest. You won't be able to breathe, and it can suffocate you. So the type of water you drink becomes critical, because it seems like this water is going directly into my cells, where I can drink less of it and have a more potent effect. So that is very key. Anybody who's been fighting kidney failure will tell you, they just can't sit around and just, I can't drink half my body weight of water the way it's normally prescribed, because I'll drown. I don't have no way to get rid of the water, you know, until I get back on a machine or something. So by drinking this water, not only is it alkaline, what's the pH balance on it? Do you know?
8.0.
Oh man, but it's a natural energy source. And I want to thank you guys for providing it. And I see you guys in your vehicle running up and down North Carolina, delivering this water. When you called me, I saw your area code 252. It's very interesting, because that was my mother's area code. Her last known area code before she made the ascension 21 years ago. And when I see that number to this day, because I wake up in the middle of the night and see 252 on my clock or something, and that's my mom's way of connecting with me. We were from Jarvisburg, North Carolina, Nags Head, North Carolina, Manio, that whole area of North Carolina. So I'm deeply rooted there as well. So That's really, really dope. So tell me about the new label, and is this a rebranding process or just a spinoff of what's already going on with the Namazi?
Namazi. So it's not necessarily a spin-off, you know, it's just another branch, you know, that he had, and it was a part of a project because it was a couple places in Africa, like, and that's on a part of the news clip that were reaching out to him like, we need this water. So now this became part of the Clean Water Project, you know, which is why the name Namazi, you know what I mean, came about, because it means clean water. So it's live Alkaline, but it was just like another part of the branding. And it's crazy. I mean, I really love these labels, you know, and how they look, and they kind of give me a tribal effect, you know, so it's only right because it's from indigenous land, because of the lineage that it's part of, for it to even have that type of imagery, that type of name, you know, even down to live alkaline, is living water. There are machines that people can have to alkaline their water, but you have to take it through a process. To me, it's like killing it and bringing it back to life when you can simply already have it living. You know what I mean? Your body's a living organism. Keep it alive.
I was gonna say that because I know people have the alkaline machines, but you're doing something to the water, so it's not in this natural state to try to build it back up. But nothing is more natural than just going to get the water. So you guys are not doing nothing to the water; you're just getting water.
So it's going through a double filter machine, double filter process, and it's really the only thing that is filtering out is the sediments.
Okay, got
you know. So it's literally like, I mean, we literally can go to the stream and drink from it.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like it's going through a double filter process just to get the sediments out of it. So yes.
The owner of the land at the time, you know, it's his ancestry. I saw the news clip that you guys put up where he was speaking about it's an inherited, so to speak. Has he always known that that water stream was there, or did somebody else remind him?
That's a critical part of the story as well, because so you got you know, our grandparents, great grandparents, some of the generations before us was really about securing land and land development.
Yes.
So he said his whole family, nobody in the family wanted nothing to do with this idle land. And he literally said he ran throughout his life away from the land, and different signs and different things brought him back to, he really didn't even want to be in his hometown, Winston-Salem, where he's from. And some different things brought him back to this land. And excuse me, I forgot the specific moment, but I believe it was something between him and his aunt where they stumbled across this water source. And I mean, and then there were also, over the last like over 20 years, he said he's been dealing with the water, but he didn't know, I guess, the level of the value. And you know, people got wells and different sources of water, and it's like you get your water, the family drink the water, but you might not immediately think this is something that could go global and be enterprise, you know. So over time, you know, the results were speaking for itself, and they went through different testing processes, not only for the water, but also the land, and doing the genealogy of the land, and finding out about just the richness of this water in this land. So even down to the food that's grown off this land has another level of richness on top of it being water with the alkaline water. So it's so many different levels to this. The water is just the foundation on top of, well, I'll get into that a little bit later, but so yeah, ultimately, over the last few years, I'm trying to think, Live Water,
Since,
this company,
2016. Since 2016.
Yeah,
but
so
one of the key things, though, he said he was in church, and his aunt came to him, you know, and got him out of the church, like the water, you know what I mean, was just coming up out of the ground, and she said to him, the blood of your ancestors is crying out for you. You are responsible for this. You know, and that's the key part, because I mean, I think about like it's indigenous land, it's Black-owned land. It's been in his ancestry for the past 400 years. He ran from this. Nobody wanted to take it over. So you think about now the spirits that are there. You know what I'm saying? That's like, yo, somebody come get this blessing.
Come get us, yeah.
You know, and finally it poured out and called, you know what I mean, for him, and he was responsible for it.
No, that's an amazing story, because I have an aunt right now, very similar story, back in North Carolina where my mom's lived. We have a whole bunch of land back there, and she's telling me, Dwayne, you the one, you got to go do something with this land, because what happened, and the neighbors keep moving closer and closer and closer. They don't see nobody on the land. And,
Right.
you know, we originally had 7 acres of it, and we got the original paperwork. And when she went to try to fight the whole city, the courts, everybody was conspiring against her because of the 7 acres of the land. Now I think we're down to a ½ acre. You know what I mean? That we can prove that's ours. So when I hear this story, and my aunt, you know, she's older, and it's almost like she's telling me, listen, your ancestors are calling you. I don't know if there's going to be water on the land or any of that stuff, but she's been on my case about don't let them steal our land. You know, land is very important back then and now. And that land has been hasn't been 400 years, but a minimum of 100 years. So when I hear this story, and then you see that water gushing up, and that's that energy and spirit telling this young man, you searching around, and everything you need is right here, you know, right up under you. So very interesting point. Malcolm, you want to add to that?
In this age, we're in 2020 right now. A lot of people are starting businesses, all kinds of things, and a lot of it centers around materialism, right? What has been your challenge with trying to create something, start a business around, you know, something that we need, like water? It seems so simple, like you said, but when you realize how much of it we need to survive and to function, what has been that challenge, trying to market it and convince Black people, young Black people, that this is what you need?
So I'm gonna be honest. So first and foremost, all right, so this has been a trying year again, you know, and a lot of what we do is going into schools, doing community events, art events, vending, selling our products, natural skincare, clothes, artwork, music, I mean, so on and so forth. All of these things have been shut down, and we went through periods of trying to figure out what are we going to do during this time, you know. And this water just has been a blessing on many different levels. But so long story short, I promise you I had like $7 to my name. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I didn't worry. I didn't have nothing to worry about. I had a roof over my head, and I knew how I was going to eat. And I had some stocks. I was like, man, look, I'm thinking about selling all my stocks. This is how bad I was. You feel me? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Let me just sit down, not panic. And I ended up, this is after I had first tasted this water. I didn't jump immediately into business because I was so worried about how was I going to do it? How was I going to make it happen? What are all the obstacles? How am I going to understand the science? I'm still learning and things of that nature. But I had to just jump in to a certain point. So one day I go to the land. I mean, they getting big orders, 500,000, 2,000 gallon orders. I just dedicate my time to just building this relationship. I don't even ask for nothing. I'm helping up, man. We bottled up so much water and packed so much water in these trucks that day. I came back the second day, same thing. They ended up giving me 20 gallons to just start with, just off the strength of me helping them. I don't know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna sell these 20 gallons. When I get back home, I find these couple clips of them being the first Black-owned water company into a Walmart, and then being a essential product during this Corona pandemic. I made that post. I cut them clips up, made the post. Man, them 20 gallons was gone in like an hour. Next thing I know, by the time I get back to the land, I'm like, I need however much I can fit in this car. However much I can fit, I need all of it. We got 80 in there. Them 80 was gone in like 2-3 days. I mean, it was selling itself. I'm literally sitting in my living room, in my bedroom, making posts. And we just had such a divine time where we're dealing with the back end of the George Floyd and all the Black Lives Matter, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and so on and so forth. So we got people that's really about like, let's support Black business. Let's support Black community right now. Then you got the health pandemic. So it's like, it was really a divine time that we came across this, where it just was selling itself. Now, as far as the struggle side, after all that beauty and glory, we do got to deal with some of our loved ones, our homies that's resisting the fact. So we got to find different ways to speak their language and deliver this to them. We got to go out here and demonstrate and show and prove that this is something that the people are going to support. People are getting good results off of. So to a certain extent, we just had to be quiet and go with the flow, move with the harmony and the resistance. We move around that. You feel me? And that resistance come back around like, hold on, what you were saying? Hold on, why I keep seeing 100 pictures of so many people with this water?
Let me try some of that.
I need to see what that water talking about. So we just stay diligent, stay focused. Don't worry about what we don't get, but focus on what we do have and just take one step at a time, build the empire one brick at a time.
So are you guys, what are the future plans for Soul Society in reference to this water? I mean, are you trying to take it global? Are you involved in that global movement?
Yeah, we definitely going global. We definitely have been plotting and planning and figuring out different strategies for us to roll out into this next year with. We definitely know we want to lock in 400 subscribers in 2021, 400 monthly subscribers. So that's our first goal. We really going to be heavily focused on the Carolinas and then, you know, up and down the East Coast as well. We do ship globally, but as far as, you know, being able to maximize our resources, our time, our energy, we want to really take over this home base. Then we got a flagship we've been building up in Atlanta. We working on the DMV area. And then shoot, we've got so much love in New York. That's like right there in the line. So we just focusing on those places where we can get a stronghold in and allow everything to kind of flourish outside of that.
And to add to that, I will say the customer service was superb. You know, you know how you take a chance on young people, Black people, let's just keep it a buck. And you know, you don't get your shit for weeks at a time. Or now my orders was showing up damn near as I was ordering. I was ordering Thursday. My orders was at my door Saturday. You know what I mean? So I want to commend you on that, because that's a part of the process. When we establish relationships, we want to know we can count on each other. So when somebody order a t-shirt from us or something, I want to make sure they get it in a timely fashion and it was what they ordered, because that's how we build that trust amongst each other that we've lost over the years. But they ain't really got no business. So I want to commend you guys for doing whatever you do to make sure this water gets here, because I was down to my last bottle. I ain't gonna lie. I placed that order Thursday. I said, I might get that Monday. Wifey said, yeah, maybe Monday or Tuesday. We came in Saturday and it was sitting at my door. So that's a beautiful thing. And so where can you guys be reached? And do you have a location in New York as a distribution point already? Or these are just things that's gonna come in the future? Because we're
looking for it. We're looking for it.
Gotcha.
Anybody that's interested, you know, and that's really, you know what I mean, and truly interested. You know what I mean? We have some friends and some people that we are connected with in New York, you know, but we really looking, you know, for these distributors as well, because again, people will pay, you know what I mean, the $30 shipping, you know, but if we can eliminate that shipping, you know, people can have access to more water, and also that distributor can be making money as well, you know, so again, we can create this income stream and get the water to the people in a quicker fashion. You know, you won't even have to wait 48 hours, which I'm glad it landed on Saturday, because I'm big on, you know what I mean, just the customer experience all together. You know what I mean? They gonna love the water regardless. They get it in 2-3 weeks. But if they get it in 2 days, you know, that's a whole different thing with a thank you note in there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Branding and stuff like that. So I like the idea of the customer experience, and part of that is like even extending that to our fellow distributors as well. You know what I mean? About continuing even that energy as well.
Because,
you know?
The energy has already been established, so let's continue it, because this is the greatest source the universe can provide for us is our drinking water. And I think we've taken it for granted over the years, and we just out here, like you said, some people don't even drink water. you know, as a kid, I didn't, you know, I drank water from the Johnny Pump and all that, but water wasn't something that was made priority. You know what I mean? And we can't live without water. You know what I mean? You see how what our bodies are composed of. So this is bringing us back to the essence, like the reset. So they got their little cabal, got their little reset going, and you guys are adding a natural reset for us. And I wanted to thank you guys because we got to start from the foundation. Let's get the water right. Let's get the food right. Let's get our thinking right. Let's re-educate ourselves correctly. Let's make sure our art is tight and make sure that the entire movement and message that we're bringing forth is a part of our reset, because we're on our own cosmic clock. And a lot of times we get caught in the nonsense going on beyond us. So you are, who's T. Walker?
I'm T. Walker.
T. Walker and the God-born King. Let's get to anything else y'all want to add to this message?
Well, I do. You know what I mean? I appreciate you just taking a chance, you know, on us, and then shouting us out on your show, because the website went crazy after that. You know, like we've been sending out orders to Massachusetts, New York, you know what I mean, went crazy, to Texas. Wherever you got followers, we got followers now. You feel me? So I definitely appreciate that. And I don't take that for granted, because people don't owe us that. People don't have to do that. You feel me? But like, you know, when in the process of developing a relationship, that's how things flow. You know, so I appreciate that. And people can, you know, visit heavyenergyuniversity.com if they want more water. I am an artist as well, so tap into some of that music as well. You know, if y'all like this, know thyself, love thyself, be thyself, they're available. You know, you can get them in any size for yourself or for a prize for somebody else.
That is beautiful. Malcolm, what do you want to say?
Again, I just wanted to say thank you guys. I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time in for us. Wait, can y'all hear that echo?
Yeah, a little bit.
Y'all can hear that?
Not now. It's going now.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you guys for joining us. Like I said before, your word has definitely made me a believer, because my pops has been so adamant about this. So it definitely got me in, and I appreciate anything from grassroots level, because if you watch our show, like, I'm really against stuff that gets really commercialized real quick. And I'm just like, and I see you guys energy, and it's authentic. And yeah, like, thank you guys. And we take our audience very serious, and we protect our audience. So we appreciate that, you know, they have taken to you as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I will add, follow us on Instagram at Soul Society NC. That's S.O.U.L. Soul Society NC, as in North Carolina, North Cat. So
we'll put it in the description below.
North Kakalaka, baby.
Yes, indeed. So I greatly appreciate y'all, and we definitely looking forward to building with y'all some more.
Indeed.
Definitely.
For sure.
Peace.